First, I'd like to talk with you guys about some of the things we spoke on the past. And something that we've done in the past is presential photo walks. And we spoke about doing one in the end of May. And I am not really okay with putting that on the meetup groups because it might have too much attention. But if we want to do it in a petit comité, I am absolutely into that.
We can post it on probably Instagram or Facebook and
yeah our groups, and I wouldn't go too much broader than that. I would stick to a smaller group, and especially not make too much of a fuss of it, because it's probably going to be not so well seen. But if you guys are still into that, on
I'm into
Thursday,
that, definitely.
I would go for a ride and around, we said about Viaduct area. I would really enjoy going, having some pictures and enjoying some fresh air.
That is out of Zurich, right?
No, it's Zurich, Altstadt, and in that direction. I will send you guys a link.
Okay, I need to check. The reason I'm telling it because I'm on call at work and I cannot go too far because of that. So it's a bit, but I'll check where it is. Send me where it is and I'll check that.
I will send the information on our group. I will send the information in our group and on our Instagram group and Facebook group. And I will send you, Remy, the links to those if you want to participate.
Definitely.
I just need a message from you so I have your contacts, because I don't have your contacts still. So just shoot me an email.
Can I contact you through Meetup directly, or?
Yeah, you can, or I can send you in the chat while we say hello to the dear Stephanie.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, dear, how is everything with you?
I'm fine. Sorry, lately I was super busy, so hard times to join. Did you start at 7:30 or at 7?
It's 7:30, yeah.
Okay.
Stephanie, we know you are eating.
Oh, no, this time, no.
Okay.
But cooking.
Okay. Then.
Hey, what's good today? We might come by. It's just the 7 of us, yeah?
I sent you my contacts on the chat.
Yeah, perfect. I just saw it. Thank you, Antonio. And I sent you, Remy, my contacts on the chat. So what we were saying, Stephanie, is that I'm not going to publish the photo walk because I think it could be bad to attract too much people, if that could be the case. But we are still going on Thursday, 28th, I think, because Zoom is on top of the screen on 28th, yeah. And the idea is to go around the viaduct because there's not so many people there. And we can just go around and shoot some pictures and have some fun, breathe some air.
I think it's a very good idea, to be honest.
So that's done. Whoever wants to participate, I'm just going to send the details afterwards.
Cesar, is it fine if I, in principle, go, but I can have to cancel last minute because, as I mentioned, I'm on call at work. Is that okay for you?
No, if you cancel last minute, I'm going to have to charge you. Yeah, twice the price you pay. Yeah, it's
just because I don't like that situation.
Yeah. Totally understandable. No worries at all. Life happens anyways. This is what we do for fun. So fun should not be an obligation.
Yes, I'm just saying because it's just because I'm on call. So.
Yeah, no worries at all. I will send all the details, but we will meet on the 28th and go around Viaduct and have some fun.
It's on the 28th. I thought it was this Thursday.
This Thursday is a little bit too on top. I think that
the 28th, so it's in the evening, yeah?
Yeah, always.
Okay, that case should be fun because I'm not on call, so unless I'm stuck at work, but yeah, that's fine.
We usually meet at 6:30 and then we have coffee and have some 30 minutes to just chat around, and then we start walking around, but then I would say we should meet at 7 because staying inside for coffee is not an option right now.
So I would say 7 is better also for people that work, so.
Yeah, we can start at 7 and then whoever comes later can just text me, call me, whatever, and I'll send the location.
Perfect.
I'll send all the information to you guys anyways. And then in June, hopefully we can do a regular photo walk with more people, try to get some models if that's already an option, and see where we can go with that in June.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Do you organize some time? I mean, I told you I like landscape photography mostly. Do you organize some time, like let's say daily trips or hikes or whatever, where people can just go to places together?
We've been trying to do that. We still couldn't make it, but now I think we've been meeting and chatting enough to have a stronger group for that. So I really adore the idea. If you guys have any suggestions, we could just discuss them right now. If you have an idea, any place that comes to your mind.
I mean, personally, there is a place I love, but you need to be a bit ready to do a bit of physical activity because it's you need to walk like for an hour maybe to reach it. It's do you know Zeealpzee in Appenzell?
I think I've seen some pictures from there. I have a friend that lives in the region.
It's a pretty amazing place. It's about an hour and a half from Oldham. I mean, I think no matter the time of the year you go there, it's just a beautiful and fantastic place to photograph.
What I would say is that we can have at least a group of 2 if you're willing to do that, because I'm totally in, and we can see if anybody else comes.
That, yeah.
I'd really love to do that, and maybe something a little bit easier also, so we can have a larger group. I'm totally in. So if anybody has any ideas, I'm just going to write those down. I'll get the information with you afterwards, Renny. If you can send me a message with those when you send me your contacts.
Yeah.
And if anybody else has an idea, Lino, you always speak about something close to your place. If you have any other idea, we could try to do a couple of meetings like that.
The place where I live, it's really great for landscape because you can walk for kilometers. There are not big mountains anyway, you know, but it's a very nice. I mean, now I took pictures since the 3rd of March when I started my quarantine. And I think I know a lot of places that are really interesting. But also if we, as I told you, Cesar, if you go there with a model, there are so many fields in color that are really nice for also fashion, photography, etc. So I'm always open anyway, also to go around. Remy suggested. I mean, you know, but close to my house, I think it's very nice, especially around 6:30 in the evening when the sun is really orange. It's very nice.
Okay.
Around what place do you live?
Wittikonvaldeg.
Okay. I think I see.
Not far from, I mean, it's 10 minutes from Zurich center, and, but it's very nice. And we have not, let's say, problem for coronavirus because there are so many space. There is so many space that we can walk really in freedom and stay safe. So.
But where is that? Is the Appenzell place or?
No, that's close to Lino's place, and Appenzell is the place that Remy told us about.
Okay. Yeah.
If I may suggest something, we should do both. We could choose different Sundays maybe because it's a day when nobody has anything else, no shops are open and anything, and we could try to do 2 day trips, and whoever comes, at least I would love to do them anyways.
So, but it's completely different from Appenzeller view. I mean,
And
I think both are interesting.
Yeah, and close to your place, Lino, we could try to get some models again because it's a little bit more open.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to pay their expenses, but I think if we share those, we will pay like $5 each one and have like 3 or 4 models available. So I think it's easy.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. And I can bring with me, as I told you, some Profoto lights, so we don't need the cable, etc. So.
Yeah, that's already starting to get another level.
Yeah, but it would be very, very, very interesting because we can try to do, as I told you, the idea to have this exhibition or something like that. You know.
Yeah, totally into that. So recapping, we will try to meet Petit Comité just inside the group without advertising it next Thursday,
Correct.
the Viaduct area. And I'll try to settle 2 different Sundays so we can do the models in the Wald with Lino's place and Remy's idea to go hiking with the equipment, which I absolutely adore also. And we'll try to get some 2 Sundays, maybe 15 days apart from each other, or 3 weeks apart. And just bringing some information back to you guys, I found a partner to do the used gear market, and we are trying to find a place that we can get for cheap and put some bigger area. So if anybody wants to come and also sell the equipment, that would be a possibility. And I hope until next week I can already have some information, because we are not really willing to pay much for renting a place. I can take the tent and everything from the bar, so that's lower cost. And then we're trying to get the value as low as possible for who wants to sell things, to share the costs, but it should be free for whoever wants to come and just see it or buy anything. And hopefully I can have some more information, but I think it's looking more like August than June.
I told you I mean, I've got so many things.
We could even start already, Lino, if you want, like one page in which we can just put whatever we have to sell.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah, I already started to do, because I really, I had the studio until 6 months ago, so I have so many things, and I will start to make a list. I already started, but I'm not so, let's say, in a rush to do that, but I will do that. And yes, we can publish it on our, I don't know, on somewhere, and then everybody can start to have a look.
Hey, if you guys want, just send me emails or whatever messages with what you have, preferably with some pictures. And I can try to put it to post it somewhere that all of us can have access. Okay. I think everybody has to win with that. Somebody buys it cheap, and whoever has it to sell has more people looking into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's in Italian. That's just for you, Lino.
Thank you.
That is coming from Stephanie's, I think. Yeah. No worries, just having fun with you, Stephanie.
Stephanie, she's cooking and talking.
I'm waiting in an hour.
Yeah, we still didn't hear what is it that you're cooking, Stephanie, because you come from the Italian part, so food must be good.
Yes, but it says a tart is like spinach cake.
Yeah, I really love it. Where's your address again? Just kidding, just kidding. Don't say that, otherwise we will come to you.
When we will meet, Stephanie, when we will meet, don't forget to take one.
Okay. And take some cake, some sweet things.
Okay, good.
So, and I was looking to some more. So, Remy, you're the only one who hasn't seen it already. We are always trying to see some online content that is nice for photographers, and I caught some things this week. So, something that is available for free. Magnum photographers. They have some amazing photographers, some different photographers. And anyways, they've put always a group, not a group, but 2 photographers having a chat, and they put it available as a webinar, and you can go there and watch 2 usually great photographers just chatting about photography and a lot of other things. And I really enjoyed it. I've only seen one, but it was really nice. So if you guys want, all the links are going to be posted afterwards. So that's a good source for some hours of content.
And now Magnum is also doing a workshop by internet.
I didn't see that.
Expensive, and because they usually do workshop meeting people, but now they are not doing that. And they are very interesting, especially for landscape, portrait, advertisement. And also here, Alex Sott has got a very interesting workshop where he tells everything about his idea of photography. He's a great photographer. It's very interesting. Yeah, you are right. This is a very interesting place. to spend time, you know, especially in this moment, to have a look what they do. Yeah.
Can you send me the link for this other photographer you said? Because
Yeah,
I don't know that one, and it would be nice to share with everybody
yeah.
in the next one. And if you guys have anything that you bump into during this week and you want to share with the group, please just send me because I really enjoy this free content especially. And Hasselblad has also got a webinar coming. It's on the 21st. I didn't know Tom Miofoto, and I was not impressed by his Instagram feed. But then I decided to look on his website, and he has some very, very nice portraits there. So I'm definitely going to try to check this this webinar. And I'm going to send you the link, Lino. Don't worry, because you're trying to see the images a little bit better. But yeah, it's really, really tiny. But I have no clue what to expect from this, because as I said, his Instagram feed is nothing special, but his website is. It's really nice. So hopefully we can get some cool things from there. And if anybody wants to do some senior photography, there are lots of classes coming from CreativeLive. Everything is free when it's been on the air for the first time. So they have all of this coming on this next days, but mostly is for senior photography. I don't know. They might be afraid they're going away with the corona. I don't know what's happening, but everything's about senior photography there, or travel, with a guy that I was not amazed by a seminar that I saw from him. But if you guys are into that, it's all for free, so it doesn't hurt to try a little. And another one that I saw this week is that Capture One. I didn't see that. Maybe Daniel had already seen it because he's our Capture One guy. I hadn't seen that. So as they have for Fujifilm and for Sony, a special version of Capture One that is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
They now have it for Nikon too. So I know Lino has Nikon. I don't know how many of you guys shoot Nikon, but that could be a cheaper way to have Capture One.
But this is the Pro Capture One?
Yeah.
But can you hear me?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm eating dinner. That's why I'm.
Don't worry.
And the thing is, the special versions only support exactly this version of camera. Perfect. So, for example, we have Fuji and Nikon. So if you have, or if you have Leica and another one, so you need to have another one. So.
Yeah.
If you have got different brands, what's happened on your PC? You have to upload the 3 version.
No, you have to have, for an example, if you have only Fujifilm, you are okay because you can use it and it has all the functionality for Fuji. Yeah. But if you want to open a Nikon RAW or whatever other brand, you can't. Then if you have this possibility of having multiple brands, you should go for every camera that's on the page now, the one on the left, which is the full version. But if you only have one camera and you are sold into that, and you know you're going to be with that until you die, and then it might be a way to save like half the price on the monthly subscription.
But probably you can also change the subscription, right?
I have no clue.
Change your camera.
I have no clue. I would have to see, but it might make sense. Yeah.
But then you cannot view all the RAWs anymore. You know, if you have RAWs from Sony and you have RAW from Nikon, and then you move to the Fuji version, then you cannot see the Sony and Nikon.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, no,
even if you export it as a DNG or whatever.
Well, then yes, but I mean, then you don't need Capture One.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Capture One is really the strong point of Capture One is the development of RAW files.
Yeah, but DNG is still a RAW file, isn't it? Wouldn't it be good if you had, I don't know, Nikon version and converted all your files to DNG?
Never tried.
Just speculating here.
DNG is actually normalized. It's not a unique file format anymore.
Actually, with Lightroom, I can open Fuji, Nikon, and Leica.
Yeah. With Capture One, you can also, but you need to have the full version.
Yeah, but this is very, I mean, what is the cost of the monthly license to everything?
22 francs is the full version, and 11 francs is the special version for just one brand.
So 20 per month.
Yeah.
22, yeah.
Adobe, I pay 12 per month, I think.
Yeah.
Photoshop and the other, you know.
Yeah, but you have to use Lightroom.
The good thing
not
with
help you.
the good thing with Capture One, because I'm also a Capture One user with Fuji, and the good thing with it is that you can buy it a version, a full version for your laptop. It's just a one-shot payment, and you can keep it as long as you want, and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription. So I think I paid something like, I don't remember, it was like 120 francs or so, and I got the Capture One.
120.
No, I can't believe this. Sorry.
It's
Capture One is
300,
really
yeah.
expensive. It's 350 or something.
No,
Yeah, right now it is 300, I think.
I bought the version for Fuji. Actually, I paid it a bit more because I took a set of filters that I regret because I don't use them.
Oh, okay.
And I paid.
You have the Fuji only one, yeah?
Yeah, only Fuji because I'm shooting.
That is 130, yeah. That costs 130 or something.
So yeah, or maybe 130.
And is it really the full version? I thought it has a limited functionality as well.
No, it's just the only thing is that you can't. It doesn't update. I mean, if you want to have, for example, I have Capture One 12, and now there is the 20 version, and I can't. If I want to update it, I need to pay for it. But I mean, the change between the two versions is so small that it's not worth it to pay for it now. So I can wait next year or the year after to get another version much more elaborated. So yeah, but that's clearly a full version. I mean, I can do everything on it. It's pretty cool.
Hey there, Master Ed.
Hello, hello everybody.
Hello.
Here, I'm back.
Hey.
Was afraid to see his picture, you know. He didn't trust us.
I hope it's already finished.
No, we're not there yet. We're just chit-chatting and waiting for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, guys, that was what I had from the news this week. If you guys have any other things that you want to share, Mastalino, please share with me this photographer you said.
Yeah.
Because I think if we have so many eyes looking around, we can discover so much more together.
Yes.
And Ed, I'm not joking. We're just waiting for you. Now we can see the photos.
Oh, that's excellent.
So Remy, just to fill you in, what we did last week, we shared some photos. Some of us shared photos. Ian, who is not here, shared the two ones on the left. Lino shared both in the middle, and I shared Count Dracula on the right. And some of us went there and just tried to do some edits and see, just to have some fun and see where we would go from those. And I'm going to try to share with you guys. And I will send the link in the chat, if I can find the chat again. So you can have the link for the group, Remy. But for some reason it's not, okay, now
the
it
Facebook
is.
group, yeah, I've uploaded some photos as well today, so
okay, so
late.
I just shared it on the chat, the Facebook link, and I'm going to share the page with you guys if you want to see it, so we can all be in the same page, quite literally. So just trying to make it a little bit bigger. These were the edits that we received coming from bottom up. Just a second, and it's already.
This is the page, the current page in Facebook. Okay, it is, because I've uploaded a few photos and they were there. So
these were the photos that Ed submitted, his edit. I don't know if you guys can see it so well. I can see it really bad.
The screen is fine. Yeah.
But if you want to go to the page, you can see them a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And where's this photo taken, Lino?
This is Venaria Reale in Piedmont.
Okay.
It's a place where the king was using to pass his summer. When the Italian republic was not a republic, you know, but it was Turin. The capital.
It was a monarchy here.
Yeah, and Venaria Reale is not far away from the Turin. It is an incredible place. And I was there because there was an exhibition of Peter Lindbergh.
Oh, yes.
And I've been there to look the exhibition, and I took some pictures. I was never been there before. I like not this one, the other one where there is the sun.
I'm trying to approve Nick's request, but I can't do that while the page is being shared with you guys. Sorry. So, Ed, what was it that you've done on the pictures?
Okay, I looked at the picture and I liked it very much, and then I looked better and I saw a woman at the back, and it fascinated me. As I saw, I've tried to make the woman that was almost invisible more visible. I lighted it up, and I made some small improvements with the architecture. So the first thing I did was with Lightroom. I improved the architecture, and then I made some small changes with Photoshop. Yes, that's all I did.
Are you sure the woman was there?
Yes,
it looks
I'm
like
sure.
a ghost to me. It looks like a ghost.
He's a ghost. I'm sure he's a ghost.
She looked like a ghost.
I'm sure he's a ghost. Yeah.
I think it's the queen. Yeah, she was buried.
Yes.
We should try to start the queen was buried there.
Yes.
So the next one is my two takes on the Hulk.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean the Hulk is a comic character, so I try to go a little bit on that direction, and I use some surface filters and some crazy things, and just trying to get a little bit a cartoonish look, which I thought was suiting for this little guy.
The photo is very nice. It's all very well produced.
Yeah, I really liked the photo from Lino. Especially because it's done with a Leica, is it?
No, this is a Nikon 850, but it's...
Oh no, I don't want it anymore. I thought it was
no, but
Leica.
I use the PCE lens, you know, the one for the architecture.
Ah, so I'm happy again, yeah.
So that means this kind of picture is directly from the camera. I mean, not something post-production.
Yeah, we can see the like the tilt shift on the focus. And what I saw in this second one that I just played with the mask, with the fighting the virus.
Yeah.
And what I've done with it, I don't know if you guys know this Topaz Labs. They have some software, and there's one software that I bought from them that is absolutely insane. If you look at the right eye from the Hulk in this photo, it is absolutely in focus, and the original one is out of focus.
Yeah.
So I used this Topaz Labs software to put it back into focus, and it has saved my bacon in quite a couple of shootings already. I was covering events, and I had some important pictures that weren't perfect. And with this plugin, which I strongly recommend to everyone, I could bring back a lot of the focus.
Is it a plugin for which software?
It is actually a software suite that you can buy from them. But it also installs plugin for Capture One, Lightroom, Photoshop, and whatever.
Okay.
And
but does that software replace Capture One or not?
No. You can use it alone, and you can install these plugins for other software.
Okay.
I will send you guys the link. Don't worry about searching for that. You were saying something, Remy?
Yeah, I was just asking how is it written, but you just say you will send the link.
Yeah, I will send you guys the information.
But I had another question. On the previous one, the cartoon one, did you do this on Photoshop or?
I did this on Photoshop. I used some plugins and I put some surface filters, and I was playing a little bit with specific contrast in specific areas of the image. Then I started putting some of these filters that go, sorry, my phone is beeping like crazy. Sorry, guys, I just put it. And so I was using some of those, and I used some plugins also from Topaz Labs, I think, to get the overall, but it's mostly playing with a lot with contrast, trying to get a little bit of blur on the background. I increased the blur. I played a little bit with motion blur and Gaussian blur, but I just ended up with, I think, surface blur on the back, on the left side. It was way in the like 2 a.m. so I'm not exactly sure of all the steps, but I can retrace them on Photoshop if you guys want that. But it was mostly to try to get this cartoon or comics look to that.
Okay, thank you.
And the next one we had, okay, this is just me having fun with the photo I sent you guys from Roger. And he's Roger Colley, so I couldn't help it, but Draculi.
As I like it.
Yeah, it's just it's just a stupid composite with a photo from the internet just to have some fun while I was waiting for a client. And I mean, the most I had to do here is just try to get a little bit of matching colors and not more than that. So it's really a stupid edit. And then we have this one from Daniel. I thought this looked phenomenal, Daniel.
Yeah, I like it.
That's beautiful. That's...
Okay.
Yeah. All the shadows, all the stuff, it's perfect.
And especially what he's done with he explains it already. The lights on the top and in the bottom. I mean, it was really insane. But he also saw the ghost. Yeah, he also saw the ghost there. Yeah.
Yes.
But originally there were two persons there. I mean, I think it was one son and the mother. But in the picture that I edited and that I gave to my friend of mine, I cut it with Photoshop. Okay. Because I was only looking for architecture. But I like the idea of the light coming from the top. I like it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Cesar?
Yo, yeah, now we can.
Yeah, so I posted in the chat of the Zoom session right now. So I did actually cut out all the windows and then added highlights, so to artificially make this light rays. Mm-hmm. And in the chat you see from Photoshop the masking. So I actually draw a line with the masking tool for each window along the way the sunlight will actually flow. Mm-hmm. And then I just highlighted this with a gradient curve, or with the curve for each window, starting at the back and then coming from the back to the front.
Yeah,
yeah, I think this edit was really great.
Maybe if you can show the chat window.
I'll try to, I'll do better. I'll download it and I will try to open it.
Correct. That's the best way. Yeah. That's okay then. You download, then it will say open file after download.
Okay, just a second, because it's trying to save it on a crazy place where I can't.
Save it in the temp folder anyway, and then just open file, don't care about. Yeah.
Just a second. I'm going to share it with you guys. Now it should be this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, that's it.
So you see, I started in the bottom with the window at the back, and then from bottom to top for each window, I had a curve which made it brighter, and then I just made a mask for each the way where the place where the light is going through the air actually. Yeah. So, but I'm not really sure if the picture is physically in correct. I think the ceiling is too bright.
I think it's perfect, to be honest.
No, I think I like it. The only thing is that I would cut the two persons just in front of the lens on there. But no, the idea and also the mood is completely right about what I saw.
Yeah, I like it as well. Yeah.
I can continue that this is what, I mean, this is not what I've seen, but this is what I was really enjoying to see,
And I understand what he said, because it would probably not be so bright. Yeah, and I can totally understand it. But I mean, it is not about what you see, it's what about you show.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm totally okay with that. But instead of what Lino said of cutting the women away, I would put Roger Colley besides them. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be even better. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And so just a second. Let's see. There's something else. Yeah, there's Lino's. He has this one from Ian's photo. I mean,
You
these
know,
textures are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because I was editing the picture that I took November last year in the desert when I was in Dubai. And I was using a tool that I will tell you now. And then when I've seen this picture, I just applied what I was doing on my picture. And this is the result. That I think he gave me the atmosphere of that place.
Okay, yeah,
Really
I
nice.
think this is
Yeah.
really cool. And these textures here in the
Really cool.
foreground,
Yeah.
they're amazing, and the way it's drawing the attention to. But this is kudos to Ian also, who's
In
not
the
here.
brown, darker brown after, and then the light color in the front. That's
Yeah, I really
really
like
nice.
the mood here too. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And the sky, the color of the sky is also quite nice.
You know, these are presets for Lightroom that are sold by Torsten von Hovergaard. Okay, this guy is very, very difficult name, but you know, he's a like ambassador, and he built up preset profile for Lightroom that I bought, and you can apply it because there are so many possibilities. And when you decide what is the feeling you want to transmit with a picture, you can apply that one, and it's very fast. This is important because when you are, you know, sending picture that you have been committed for, you should be very fast. And
Of course, yeah.
I'm sure it's easier to use the plugin than to memorize the name of it.
yeah, no, you know, it's really okay. And also, if you go now to the one that Caesar sent, Roger Dracula, I use, you know, the same things that this is not only desaturated. This is a passage of 4 different presets, 4, to arrive to this picture.
Okay.
Because Dracula to me should be white in face, sure.
Yeah.
And the red should be the dominant color. And the dark, I think it was better on the mantle, you know. But I like the final result. I don't know if you like Caesar, but I like it.
Yeah, of course, of course. I totally relate to that. He should be pale, and the red should be dominant. I have an edit to that photo in which I made his eyes also very slightly red.
Yeah.
Which it was really strange to look at. He was a little bit creeped with it, but yeah, I mean, this is the idea, is to have fun with those. But I totally see what you've done, and I agree. The dark should be darker, maybe a little bit even more dark around him, not so bright as if it was shot in a studio, as I did. But yeah, I really like the edit. And I think that was the last one, if I could. Yeah, that was the last one. So I'll go back. I mean, this is the first time we've tried this to share some photos and edit, but it was by far the thing we've done that had the most people participating. So I would really like to do this maybe regularly, or if not every week, every other week maybe. I don't know what you guys think.
No, it's interesting. I mean, you know, because it's to reinterpret the picture. So I think it's an interesting exercise.
Yes, and just to see the other person's take on your photo is always nice. For me, at least, yeah, of course.
You know, when you talk with editors, they always say if it was a little lighter, if it was a little darker. So that means in this case we can try to do something different from our ideas. So it's not bad.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And last week we had Ian present us with the luminosity mask. This slide is here just to be in the recorded video. So there's a link to the thing we discussed last week. And then we spoke about chatting a little bit about the color mask, which is basically the same concept, but instead of working on the luminosity, on the luma, it's going to work on a specific color or a set of colors. And I'm going to try to show it to you guys. I am nowhere near how some of our guys are, Ian and Daniel, which are experts on Photoshop, Lightroom, Capture 1 and 2 and 3. But I'll try to do my best to do that. And I am absolutely sure, and this number is precise, you know, there are 3,132,235 different ways to do anything in Photoshop. So whenever I post something of how to do something on Photoshop, Lightroom, or whatever, there's always a geek in the forums online who comes, hey, but there's a shortcut. You can just go Control-Alt, Command 1238 Q question mark, and then it goes automatically. Yeah, there's probably, and please teach me those. Please teach me those. But I am quite aware there are hundreds of ways to do anything, and possibly mine are just a little bit crazy, but they work for me, and I'm really eager to learn. So please tell me whatever you guys think. The idea when we compare the color mask and luminosity mask, the idea is basically the same. You're going to restrict where are you going to apply changes to an image. They can work in a complementary way, maybe. That's why I have the examples here. The photo on the left of the green guy, it is Lino Spritzi, but not the green guy, the guy who took the picture. So please do not confuse both.
Yeah.
And if we were to...
No more hair, you know.
Yeah, that's the main way to differentiate the two of them. Yeah, the hair. If we were to try to edit Hulk, and we want to target the highlights on the shoulders and the head, maybe. If we were to use that with the color mask, it's a little bit, it's doable. You had to restrict a lot the colors, but it's much easier with the luminosity mask because the greatest difference is not in the color tone. You don't have much of a contrast. So for the image on the left, I would try to edit something if I were to target the brighter areas with the luminosity mask, as Ian showed us last week. And if we were to edit the photo on the right, that is a much easier way to go with the color mask, because the green is quite different, even though there's blue, which is similar in some points, but you can target it much easier with the color. And if you were to go with the highlights, for an example, for the luminosity mask, you would inevitably get some of the blue areas in the sky also. So you can target it a little bit better with the color. And just so you guys know, I'm not going to talk about Capture 1 because I still need to learn it. If any of you, if you guys want to jump in and say about how it works on Capture 1, but on Photoshop, it's basically, the way I know how to use it is basically using a camera raw filter. I'm going to show you guys in a few seconds. This is just to have a register of it. And it is basically when you apply the camera raw, you go way down there on the screen that is for the camera raw. It's a little bit tiny here. I don't know if you guys are ever going to be able to see it. Yeah, but if you go way down there, you can see here below that you have the drop down to start a range mask, and you can choose between color or luminance. If anybody asks what is this depth, as far as I understand, it's still trying to be developed. It's an infant still, and it's mostly for cell phone pictures. I couldn't see anybody using it for real with decent pictures. So what is interesting for us are the two other ones, the color luminance ones. And if you go to, I just have to go out of this thingy here for the annotation. If you go for Lightroom, how many of you guys use the web version of Lightroom? If anybody.
No, I
No.
use the class. I don't use the web.
Okay, that's
Yes,
great. I
me
don't
too.
have to expel anyone from our group. I'm happy with that. Yeah, because as far as I understand, besides that thing doesn't it doesn't work at all. But this local adjustment, as far as I could tell, they don't work for the online version, but they work for classic or whatever crazy name Adobe puts to it. And it's basically the same idea. You go for the local adjustments, the brush, the radial filter, the gradient filter, and you go to the bottom and you have the same thing, a little bit bigger than the other one, the range mask, and you can
Range
choose
mask,
between
yeah.
color and luminance. And I will try to show you guys some very stupid examples on Lightroom, if I could find the screen. But now I can't see anything again, sorry. Just a second. It's taken over. Okay, so let me just get zoom out of the way. And I just got quite a random picture, so don't blame me if that is not perfect. I'll probably even go to this one, which is an easy one too. I'll just go there. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor. It's really tiny, but I'm just going for the brush. And oh, sorry. I'm going to just put a very ridiculous big brush. Don't worry about being precise. You don't need to be precise. I'm just increasing it with the brackets and reducing the feather just a little bit. And I just want to, for an example, increase the saturation on the salmon. So for now, I have a stupid adjustment here on the exposure, just because then it's easy to see where it's being applied. I'm just going to paint it without any real attempt to make it precise. And then I'm going to come down here to the, just reset this thing. I'm going down here to the range mask and I'm going to select color. And if we went for the luminance mask, it is cool because you can see a mask with where it's being applied. But if you go for the color mask, for some reason you can't. Then you click this color picker and you just select. You can click and select one color, or you can do it a little bit better and you can come here and do like a drag and you can select a range of colors. In the amount, you can select how much is it going to feather around that. I'm going to do the exposure again just so we can see what's happening here because we don't have a mask to show it. So with the amount, you can see that I am feathering it a little bit more and it affects more in the borders. Or I can take away the feather completely and it basically does not affect it at all. So I'm just going to stop somewhere around here just because why not? I'm going to reset the exposure and I'm going to work as I want. I'll put some crazy clarity and saturation and just ruin the picture altogether, but just for showing what we might want to do, and put some contrast while we're at it. And I don't know, put some shadows, and it's a radioactive salmon already. But it's a really crazy simple selection. You just go there, okay, I want to target a color. That could be in another photo, in a landscape photo. You could, for an example, come here and you want to target the greens or the blues. Let's suppose we want to make a radioactive forest in this image from Lucerne. So I'm just going to put I forgot the name of this filter. I slept 2 little hours this past days. So I'm just going to put, how is it called? Yeah, graduated filter. Thank you, Lightroom. And I'm going to come, I'm still keeping the exposure crazy low. And I'm going to put a mask to it, a color mask. And then I'm going to try to select some green with it. So I'm just coming here and selecting a range of greens. And if I click on Shift, I can select again. I think there's a limit of 5 different areas you can sample. And I think this should be enough. And then let's just see what's going on with it. See that the buildings are more or less preserved, and the other green areas are being more or less affected as we increase or decrease the feather. So I think I would stop somewhere around here. It's very subtle effect. Just reset the exposure and then go crazy so we can see the difference. I'm going to put some insane texture and clarity. Little dehaze. Then play a little bit with the colors. And of course, saturation. And you can see, especially here on the water, that makes quite a difference. But the buildings are mostly unaffected. So it was a really easy way to go there and make a subtle, usually these are for subtle adjustments, but it's really fast if you have the color to affect. And on Photoshop, I'm going to be extra brief because it's basically the same. And I'm stupid, I just switched it here and I'm talking to you guys, still showing Lightroom to you, sorry. Let me share Photoshop with you guys. And hopefully it should come, but I still don't see Photoshop. Okay, it takes a while, but it came. Everybody sees an image of some green dishes? So here you can just go to the filter and camera raw, or you can be lazy and go Ctrl-Shift-A and just apply the camera raw filter. And I'm just going to be lazy and I'm going to put a ridiculous huge radial filter here. So it's going to affect absolutely everything. It's going inside. And then I'm going to the bottom of it. Let me just clear all the adjustments here. Sorry, there are some crazy adjustments there. So let's put again a crazy big radial filter. I am going to show the mask here in Photoshop. You can see where it's been affected. And then I'm going to select range mask and I'm going for color. Again, I'm selecting the sampling tool here and I'm just going to sample some green areas. Just some random green areas. And the same thing with the slider here for feathering. More or less, if you go all the way, you can see it preserves a little bit more, or it goes all the way to the whole image. And then you can just play with it to your heart's content. You can just go there and put some clarity, texture, crazy saturation, why not? Some shadows, and see how it's affecting basically the greens and still keeping the rest of the food pretty much
untouched.
So it's really simple, easy, but it makes some of the edits absolutely easier. So if you guys have anything to add, if anybody wants to show how it works in Capture One, or just go ahead and say what you guys think of it, that's what I had for this idea. Trying to find PowerPoint again, and hopefully it's coming. Yep. And thinking about this editing ideas and new concepts, one thing that Daniel and I spoke once when we met is that it is also inspiring when we get a chance to see somebody else editing or doing something that you've done 1,000 times, because maybe this person has a different path to doing something or a different idea. And then you learn something absolutely new. So I would be really happy to, sorry for using you as an example again, Daniel, but going there and saying, okay, there's this crazy edit that you've done with the lights around the model that you shot. And it would be nice to see how was the step-by-step that you've taken. Or Ian with his landscapes, or I don't know, whatever. But this is something that I really appreciate. If you guys also want that, it would be nice to have some of this, how the other one does it too. If anybody wants, let's just exchange some messages and we can try to have something to the group.
I'm always very interested in that kind of demos. So if anybody's willing to tell how the photo was edited, I'm always interested.
Sorry, what photos?
I'm always very interested how people work with, especially work with Photoshop or with Lightroom too.
Okay.
Yes, it's always. Sometimes you hear something you know already, but it's always good to have a demo.
Okay, so
Yes.
what we might do, for an example, we could just go around each other's feeds and try to find a cool edit that we like, and just ask, maybe the person can present to us in another meeting. So I'm giving this one back to you guys. If you go through the other participants' feeds and see something that you like, just shoot a message and maybe the person can present it to us. There's so many nice edits and beautiful pictures in the feeds. I think we can absolutely have a lot of it. I just saw your message, Nick. Let's do it, my friend. I have tons of those images.
I knew it. You would show one of these.
It was a total accident.
Sorry.
That was the catalog.
For the non-insiders, I'm interested in drones recently, and I haven't ever had a drone before. So, yeah.
Man, we should do one entire meeting like this only about drones, because I can chat with you guys for hours. I really adore it. But the image was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. It was just sitting there on that catalog, and I pull it. But then again, Ed and everybody, if you guys see some images that on the others' feeds that you want, let's just chat and see if the person can present to us the step-by-step. I mean, it's amazing to learn with those. I really love the idea. And I mean, we could also try, Stephanie had one idea. She did a photo shoot with me to do the butterfly girl. And if she allows, we could do, everybody does a different take on the butterfly girl and do some crazy edits, and we show the step-by-step. She could get some really amazing pictures of her butterfly girl, but I think she's on supper right now. We have to ask her.
We can try, see what's coming out. But are you working with Photoshop to make because we just take the picture of my body, we didn't take picture of the wings, so.
Yeah, I'm still editing that one. I mean, I still need to edit that one, but I'm going to give you one butterfly girl for sure. And that was just to play with you a little bit, but that could be one idea. We get one photo, one goal, and several people trying to do the craziest edit that we could. I mean, that could be a nice challenge, not only the photo challenge. If anybody is into that, just shoot me a message and we could try to make that happen. I really like to instigate everybody to go a little bit, a couple of steps more. But sorry, Stephanie, we'll keep you safe. Don't worry. And guys, the photo challenge is so sad. Poor little one. If we had to vote, to start voting today, I don't know, Remy, if you saw, but I was playing and instigating everybody to do some photo challenges, putting some different themes. And but this one, there's only one picture that is not posted by me. So if you wanted to select the winner, it would be a very easy vote.
I just posted one today.
Today, but it was after 6:30 then, because it's still not online.
Yeah.
Okay.
I posted one the other day, 2 days ago or something like that.
This picture that you guys can see on your screens now, it's from around 6:40 something. So we have to see what's happening, Antonio. Let's chat afterwards and see what is happening. But
that was one thing funny, because I managed to post the picture, but then I could not post anymore because it was too big.
Okay, that may be. If you try to post some over, I don't know, big
picture. But 5 megs is nothing, because 20 megapixels, which is nothing these days, is 15 megs. That's
but then export it on a JPEG, like 3000 per 3000, which is huge. It doesn't need to be colossal.
No,
otherwise,
that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's why I put them on Facebook. So
my server hurts a little bit when we start posting too many huge pictures. Then I need to compress them all. So that's why I put a cap on the upload limits. But if it is being a problem, we can try to work that out differently. Just make sure if you guys are going to post, I'm going to put on your screens the page you should reach. So now you guys can see the upload page for the images.
That's it. Is there?
Yeah.
The image is there. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, your image is there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lugano FFS. Yeah, on the left side. Yeah.
But if you get anywhere else, the upload should be not allowed. But maybe there's something wrong going on. But this should be the page to upload. And the idea here, Remy, is that I put a theme, or in this case 2, and everybody goes there and do some pictures specifically for that, do some edits in older pictures or whatever. And this time we had 2 different themes. One was free, and the second was happy. Whatever you can create with those words, together or separate, doesn't matter, and just post it. We are going to vote, and online, only the people participating in a meeting are going to select between the most voted pictures to select the winner. And the winner gets 150 francs on credits, which with everything I can offer, renting the studio, workshops, I don't know, whatever. So it's just a way to make people want a little bit more, to have a reason to win. So, but what happened this time is that it was a very sad little challenge until now, with only Antonio and I now participating. But so what I will suggest, let's give it another 2 weeks at least, and we see if nothing else comes, we just go for some other way to incentivize people to do some things.
Sorry, just a quick question. Where do I find the website to upload my?
I will send you all the links. Sorry, yeah, you didn't have those. Sorry, my friend. You will see everything on the blog, usually the next morning, but usually.
So it's part of the blog. I didn't check the blog yet. I saw there was a link. But
yes, it is on the events. There is one page for the latest event, because I always check
okay,
there.
right. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I just sent it, but I usually post it the next morning. But last time I needed another day because I was waiting for the images, but I will try to do it until Thursday. Everything will be there, including this recording. So we can go back and see whatever we want again, if we would be so crazy as to do it. So there you have all the information. You can always shoot me a message, write me on WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever, and I will gladly point it to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And yeah, this was the last one. And okay, so just before we finish it, what I thought about for next week, as I asked you guys in the beginning, the idea to continue weekly, so everybody was up for that, so let's keep it. Next Tuesday we have a little bit of a chat again. Our photo walk, we will do it in a small group. I think not everybody was online when we spoke that in the beginning. So next Thursday, not this week, the next week on the 28th, we will go to around the viaduct area, and Ed is looking like crazy in his schedule. If he can come, yeah, I'm happy. Please come, Master Ed. Please come. And we go there and around and shoot a little bit and have some fun, breathe some fresh air.
You are sending the details on the Facebook, yeah?
I will put them both on Facebook and on Instagram groups. Perfect. I will not publish them anywhere else.
No, don't publish on Meetup, because our accounts can be locked, can be strange. They don't like it. Yeah.
I would not do that in a bigger way. Just the small group. Right. But if you guys want to invite somebody else, and we can still keep it a little bit a small group, it is okay. We're going to be further apart. We're not going to be packed anyways. Mm-hmm. I mean, we never were. Like, we were like 20 photographers and 5 or 7 models, and I couldn't find anybody because we were just all over the place. So we're not going to cram together. So the photo walk on the 28th, this edit my photo. I really appreciated it. And if you guys want, just send some photos and we do it again for next week. I can put them all for downloads again. If you guys are going to do it, just send me good images like TIFF, DNGs, PNGs with good resolution. Don't send me the raw file, so you are still the owners of the image rights forever.
Can you see the ones I put on Facebook if there is any that you'd like to edit? You want?
On the Facebook group, you mean?
Yeah, on the Facebook I put just like half an hour ago, I put a few. If you see the Facebook, there's a few, you can choose whichever you like to edit.
I would suggest the opposite. You select one picture that you would like, and then you send us something that's special for you, which makes it even more, it makes it nicer in my way of thinking. So if you could select one and just send to me, and I'll put it so everybody can download it, and whoever wants to play with this.
Yeah, any of those I put is free. Feel free to do whatever. Yeah.
Perfect. And I had thought of this that we spoke briefly now, editing demo from start to finish. If anybody already has an idea about that, or some new technique or some whatever that you guys want, I love learning like this. Or even if you guys, I'm listening to myself. Wow, I sound so bad. Please don't do that. I sound too bad.
No, I was on Facebook and I went to your page and you are also
it's online.
casting it there. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And so if you guys have a technique that you would like to learn, we can try to learn it together and just do all the wrong things here together and learn how it works. So I'm really open to that. And as usual, if you guys have any other suggestions, you want to do it, just shoot a message and we'll make that happen.
I just put a message for everybody, the name of this photographer that is really difficult to say, Torsten von Overgaard. So the presets that I use, this is the, and also I put these are some names of photographers from Magnum that I think are really interesting if people want to have a look at, because these are
thank you.
The most representative to me.
Thank you so much. So guys, that's what I had for this week. I'm really happy that you guys came and that we had this exchange. Please feed us with more, whatever you guys want to see next week, or you have some other ideas where we could go, like this daily trips or anything. I'm really happy to do that as a group. It's really funnier to go there and do this with all you guys together.
Oh.
So thanks again. I wish you all a great week and hope to see you all soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.